The arts are our greatest channel for discovery, including the discovery of self, something that our speaker today experienced firsthand here at VCUarts. You may already know that Jason Butler Harner is a veteran actor of both stage and screen, as well as a writer and producer. He currently plays Agent Roy Petty in the Netflix breakout hit Ozark. If we get heavy snow on Sunday and Monday, go home and binge watch it. I would encourage it. But he's also appeared in an Oscar-nominated film, several indie hits, and on and off Broadway productions. What you may not know, however, is that Jason didn't perform in his very first play until his second year at VCUarts Theater. His professors, Gary and Elizabeth Hopper, recognized the natural talent and helped him hone his performance skills. But our innate ability can only take us so far. And Jason's persistence has been crucial and critical to breaking into a notoriously difficult industry and finding continued success. Still, Jason has always approached his work from a place of humility. He knows any production is only as successful because of the scores of writers, actors, producers, technical experts, entire teams of diverse, innovative, creative minds that dedicate their abilities, their talents, and their drive and their will to bringing an idea into reality. He knows that we have much to learn from one another, and when we collaborate, that we are all elevated. When we come together around a shared vision and are curious about the perspectives of others, we can shape the frontiers of what the arts mean today and how they will be imagined tomorrow. In fact, just this week, Jason has shared his own wisdom with our students, including some of those of you who are graduating today, distilling his knowledge about everything from Shakespeare, camera acting, the business of theater. So I am very proud today to welcome Jason to the stage to our commencement ceremony. He is a VCUarts grad who not only demonstrates what you might aspire to achieve, but who exemplifies how perseverance and humility and the support of your creative community can take you further than you ever imagined. Class of 2018, family, friends, and loved ones, please help me welcome Jason Butler Harner.
Oh, thanks a lot. Wow, thank you for those very kind words. I'm suddenly very emotional, very generous of you. Thank you. All right, Dean Brixey, our distinguished School of the Arts faculty, select Burning Man survivors, one and all, I see you, sculpture department. Theater VCU Chairwoman Ott, supportive parents and families and friends, chosen families, even the non-supportive ones, we are very welcoming to you today. It is my, and well, gosh, most importantly, graduates. I think we all should actually say that together. Graduates of the class of 2018, welcome. It is my distinct and profound honor to be here with you this afternoon, and I thank you for both allowing me to share this milestone with you, as well as welcome you to the select community of the VCUarts alumni. I and this whole room clearly congratulate you on this December 8th, 2018 day. I think we should actually congratulate them. Like, yes, out loud. We need to say it out loud because voice is energy. Energy is power. The unity of voice, energy, and power opens the door to the possible. So, everybody else except the graduates on 3, we're going to say congratulations. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations! But now I feel I'm a little fickle. So I feel it's a little unbalanced. So I feel, graduates, if you could just indulge me for this 1 second while you are here in this moment thinking of all the hard work that you did to get here. Thinking of anyone who helped you, a parent, a teacher, a mentor, a dog. Whether they are in just your mind or they are in this room, I would ask you on 3 to just say thank you. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wonderful. Thank you. Perfect. We just made room in this room for something more. Look at us creating, communicating, collaborating, artists as we all are. You know, it has often been said by many people, it's sung, written, that you can never go home again. And I know why those creative voices, I know what they mean. Home can never be the same, but I also know that right now, it feels so full for me to be back home at VCU, where I spent 4 years of my life, to be revisiting this vibrant school, which has grown so much. It has gotten seen so much better, so much further. It's good to be back in this city of Richmond, rich in its history, nuanced, complex, requiring us all to hold the past and the present in our heads at the same time, as we do because we are artists. With its future of this city so much brighter today than yesterday, especially right now as I look at you all. And for me, to be back in this very building in which I walked 30 years ago. I don't know how is that possible, but 30 years ago, I walked into this building. It was called the Mosque then. I was a late admission, so I had to enroll for my fall freshman classes for the BFA acting major in person downstairs. I hadn't planned on coming to VCU. No. Oh no. April in my senior year arrived at TC Williams and I held the rejection letter. TC Titans. That's a different ceremony. I held the rejection letters from a bunch of haphazard applications in this hand, and a very freshly opened, previously neglected acceptance letter from the Theater VCU in this hand. So the opportunity was offered, a plan unfolded, I accepted, and I had no idea at that time, but a salvation was put into play, and it is not hyperbole. My life was literally saved by the theater, and therefore by this school, by its teachers, and also, yes, for me daring to do it. So, okay, cut to me in the ballroom downstairs. First cut to the montage of me living it over at MCV. Taking that bus over here, just me and Lorena Muhammad on that freezing bus coming here. So we go downstairs. We're registering for our classes, and we're registering for all the required classes, which then included art history. I was so curious about it, so excited, also a little insecure, skeptical, so side-eyed, a little suck teeth before I knew what suck teeth really was. About this art history requirement. I was an acting major, thank you very much, even though I had zero training and knew not what that meant. But I can tell you here today at the Altria Theater on December 8th, 2018, I can tell you still that I know what a Giotto blue is, what Rubens achieved with Candlelight on Fresh, and I can tell you how I used the works of Lucian Freud and Franz Klein and Richard Serra as formative inspiration for me when I got to play Hamlet in Dallas in 2003. So thank you, Sue Ann Messmer, formative VCU art history teacher that you are. BFA 1992. Thank you, amount. Actually, it's funny, I saw the hat, and I have a slight confession. When I graduated, this is not my finest moment, but I had taped on my hat for the parents to see BFA, BFD. And I want to say to you, so dumb, but not wrong, because it is a BFD. So really it was just the wrong line interpretation. So you have an education now, and you don't know exactly what you are going to be, where you are going to go, how you are going to pay off those loans, but it will be okay, I tell you, because I did it. I paid off $70,000 of loans somehow, and it was not all in the last glamorous year that I have had. Celebrate it. I believe that will happen for you. So it may be, understandably, very overwhelming to you, but to go back, to be or not to be, that is the question. And I want you to be. I want you to live, to choose to live boldly, to choose to be bigger than you think even possible right now in this very big moment. It is not going to happen on its own. You're going to have to do more than think. You're going to have to excel as you have done past a comfort zone, which you learned here. But I am standing here with the flashlight on my face as someone who has pushed and struggled, sobbed and rejoiced in a life that continues to be so much bigger than I ever imagined it could be. And it will be bigger than I know now. And I sat in your seat staring at me, someone talking just as much too long as I am before you right now. But trust me enough to say, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to work, but you have a foundation and it can be done. My money is on you, and your unique success can be achieved. And, by the way, success is not a pie. No one is going to steal your piece. It's waiting for you. You have to decide what kind of pie, how you want to make it. And they say 80% of life is just showing up and 20% is following up. I follow that rule. I send notes. I talk to these people. It was important for me when they asked to come here that I came. But you have a responsibility to yourself to make that pie. That is what education offers. It's a responsibility to self, and also it's a responsibility to support each other in whatever life success pie that your friends make. So please, I really ask you, honor this time, this commitment that you have made, and of each of your journeys by encouraging each other in this grand bakery of life. This week has been so fascinating getting to know some of the students, and I have been so just profoundly moved by you. I really am, 100%. No, not least of all because, it's a December graduation, and that means that some of you overachievers earned your degree in 3.5 semesters. Yes. And some of you did it a little longer. However you did it, you did it. And that is your success, your story, even you, 12th year seniors, maybe out there somewhere. You did it. Mazel tov. Omedeto. Go Rams. Genuinely, though, you are right where you are supposed to be. You really are. We always are right where we're supposed to be. We have to learn how to say it to ourselves throughout life. I am where I am supposed to be in this moment. It took me so many years to say it. I am right where I am supposed to be. And we say that because otherwise, if we succumb to worry, to dread, it's a false endeavor. There is no actual solace there in worrying and fretting. Worrying is a meditation. It's a negative meditation. So why fill yourself with all that negativity, thinking when the positive one, however challenging, is the one that dares to offer the better fruit, the better ride, the better experience, the better headspace. And frankly, it's so much easier for the rest of us to be around it. Parents, do you agree? Un peu? So yes, I did my first play here, and then many years later, I got my equity card in a production of Macbeth in New York with a bunch of really fancy folks. It was Alec Baldwin and Angela Bassett and Liev Schreiber, and at that point there were these unknown actors named Zach Braff and Michael C. Hall. So there's a lot of dudes in that play, and we would all hang out, and I distinctly remember at one point seeing Alec and Liev, who were very kind to me, very generous, very warm, and are still sort of acquaintances, but I remember them talking to Mike Hall, me seeing it, in a way that they just did not talk to me. And as I said, we're friends, it was all fine, but they were prepping him for a success that they could see was coming from him for whatever reason, his skill, his voice, his look, his talent, maybe because he was a guy's guy like them, and so they knew what was coming. But I remember also, of course, it feeling not so great as I smiled on the sidelines, heart collapsing, breath tightening. And I remember thinking, as a teacher has said, and now I say to you, tolerate yourself. Tolerate yourself as you have learned to do when you are in the process of creating, when you have an idea or you have no idea and you want to get there without having to endure to live through here. You know how that works and doesn't work. So tolerate yourself on the journey. You're going to find something new. I promise you, you will. Hold yourself accountable, yes, but tolerate yourself. That experience, I found resilience and empowerment and quiet, self-quiet. It was lonely, but I found power in it. So he wasn't my story. And comparison is the thief of joy, they say. And in that same production, there was this guy, Anil Kumar. He had just graduated himself from another school, and we were all playing small parts the way you do when you start out. And he was playing a servant role that he had one line that was something like, "The king, my lord, is beyond the palace gate," or something like that. And so we're in tech right now. It's busy, it's stressful. There's mud and leather and fur and strobe lights and a whole bunch of anxiety. And Anil made his choice and he came on, he signed his work, and he entered like a rabid, nervy squirrel. He just was like, "The king, my lord, is outside the palace gate." And it got very quiet. And suddenly, over the God mic from the darkness, you heard the voice of our very acclaimed director, George C. Wolfe. I hope you know his name. Amazing director, iconic force. And he said, "Anil, great choice. Don't ever do it again." And there was a pause. And then Anil started laughing. And then George started laughing, and then we all started laughing, and space was made for a company to be more of a company, for humor, of course, but also for a respect of failure, a respect for Anil's endeavor. And you have to respect failure. Do not be afraid of it. You know, because you've gone through as many years as you have. You have to respect the failure. You have to leap, because failure offers you information. It offers you courage. It offers you less time failing in that way you just did, so that the next time you can do something new. And I also believe that you have to encourage failure where you work, with the people that you are. You have to create a creative space that values failure at the right time, of course, because not asking the questions, not risking, it offers complacency, it offers stagnation, it offers unhappiness, it offers resentment, feeling of things dead that will no longer help you but lead you to anger and depression. So value failure. I'm asked all the time about VCU. Why VCU? How VCU? And I think I have actually reached a cohesive observation. A VCUarts grad has a certain tenacity, a scrappiness, an ingenuity, a quirkiness, leading towards sophistication that rises to the occasion, and it solves the challenge uniquely. Well, if that isn't an artist, then I don't know what is. We have that because in the addition to this quality of our education here, we are in Richmond. We're not in New York City. We are here. Time and space is different. It allows us to function differently. That's an asset. My point is, with the opportunity given, the hand extended, The choice is to be more. And in other words, things that may seem like qualifiers about Richmond versus New York City or our school versus some other, an Ivy League school or something, it's all a question of the lens that you're choosing. So choose the right lens. And though there is a little smoke and mirrors in all of what we do, getting to the true sense of confidence is the real challenge for us, maybe. It's all that way for all artists, and it may be unique to us and the thing that we all share being at VCU. But I'm not talking about the cliched sort of, slightly outdated American dream of fake it till you make it, although that's sort of real. I'm not talking about posturing, sweating yourself, faux swagger, but I'm talking about actually being confident. Yes, I sometimes swagger sparingly, I do, but I am after the true confidence which requires the knowledge of self and the security of ego. Who am I? That's a question that all of us ask, regardless if we're an actor or what kind of artist that we are. So ask that question. And know that confidence at its root means with faith. Con with fidens, faith. So proceed with a faith in yourself. Build on that simple belief and the faith in your talents, your time here, your discipline, your drive, your ability to tolerate yourself, to grow, to apologize, your faith in the value of your time. And the value of what we creative folks actually do, and what you and only uniquely you do. Which is, by the way, the thing that really all of us up here and your families really want and need for you to be. We want you to be happy. We want you to be engaged with your life. And we need all of this artistic, communicative skills of yours to especially do one thing, which they do inherently, which is encourage compassion. Boy, we need it. You know what I mean? The arts have always been this gift of engagement with another, of reflection, to be present in this same space with another person. We need that because this world right now, this country right now, from my perspective anyway, we need compassion. We need to learn how to talk to each other better and, more importantly, listen to each other better. Thank you. We're forgetting how. We are innocently and not so innocently forgetting how to be compassionate, how to listen to each other, feeling with another person in the same space. So I implore you to do this, some portion of your life, your work, in service to others. It's in service that something beyond ourselves happens, and we continue to discover the self, and we also encourage compassion and humanity and discourse, which are the very fruits of our very personal labor. So as you segue from student to professional, as you ponder the very personal challenge of balancing art and commerce, I offer one last thought. Thank goodness I know. Be kind. It's just so important. Be kind. You don't have to be a jerk. You can be firm and be kind. You can have a point of view and be kind. You can argue and be kind. You can trash a hotel room in slow-mo, throwing a minifig through a motel window and be kind. That was in season 1, so it's not a spoiler. Very heavy refrigerator. Didn't quite make it through the window, but it broke it. Be kind with a sense of humor. It just reflects better on you and allows you a sense of humility and joy and respect for others, all of which I have right now. You are the dreamers and the makers. You can hold two opposing thoughts at the same time and create from them which benefits us all. The world awaits you. You are ready for the world, and I, for one, I cannot wait to see what you do. Thank you.